How to copy, paste and trace images in Focus 2D Vector Graphics Designer. So let's start from a blank screen. Switch browser windows into Google Images. My search has been for an animal outline. In the Tools menu, I've selected Creative Commons licenses in order to find copyright-free images to trace. I'm going to use the jungle collage image and specifically the bear. So right button click on the image and select copy. Switch back into focus. Hold down the control key, or if you're on a Mac, hold down the command key and then press V. That will paste the collage into the Focus 2D drawing app. Now we can see that the image is far too big for my drawing screen. So what I'm going to do is to resize the image so it fits my screen. My drawing area is on this monitor is 42 centimeters by 22. Let's resize it so it fits. So 200 millimeters height, keeping the aspect ratio locked. Press enter, and the image has disappeared. So let's zoom out and we can see that it's actually gone off the drawing area. Just drag it back and select reset pan and zoom, and then that fits the screen. So now it's a case of selecting which part of the image to trace. For that we have a crop tool, and that requires you to select the image, drag the bounding box to fit, double click or double tap, and then reselect it, and there's a bear image. The height of the bear is now 38 millimeters, which is a bit too small to trace accurately. So let's go a little bit bigger. We'll go 10 centimeters, 100 millimeters, and that's a nicer size. Right. So let's trace. Select the image and image tracing. Trace for DXF, which is the default. Select trace image, close that one down, and move the original out of the way. Okay. Let's zoom in slightly. If you have a scrolling mouse, you can simply scroll in and out. The image that's been traced is now 5 lines. There's the outline and the eyes, nose, mouth and space between the legs. So if I select that and move, you can see those parts there. The reason for tracing and not grouping them together is if you wish to give a different line color to each part of the drawing, then you can do that quite easily. If it was grouped together or selected or grouped, then when I change the line color, it will do all of the lines. Okay, so let's have a look at what we can do with the image now that it's been traced. I'm happy with the red line color. What I do want to do is to move some of the lines very slightly away from the outline. So let's move those a little bit just by clicking and dragging, and I might want to adjust the lines very slightly to smooth them out. Zoom into an area at the top here. You select the line, and then some of the points can be deleted or they can be shaped. So let's look at deleting them to start with. Alternatively, the shaping tool will allow me to add a curve in between the lines. Let's zoom back out, and I think you'll see that that's a better curve. So that can be done to small parts or all parts of the drawing. Now let's look at what can be done with the image that you have there. So you may have noticed that on screen it comes up with a message: save your work regularly, save now or dismiss. If I save what's on screen now, what will be saved will be the image that I've drawn, not the image that's been imported or pasted in. We don't wish to clog up our server with images that have been pasted in, so when that's saved, this image won't be saved, but this part will. So it says save now. If I click save now, then it will be saved as a file which is called horse1, which is the file that I've already got open. So in order to change that to, let's say we want to call it a bear, go save as, input your email address and a password, not your focus login details. It can be anything actually, but if you want to keep it private and you want to be able to retrieve a lost password, then we suggest your email address, and let's call it bear1, and click save. You'll now notice at the top of the screen the tab has been renamed bear1. Okay. Right, so we now have a red outlined bear. If I wanted to make that slightly smaller, let's just hold down select and drag, and to repeat it, let's duplicate selected shapes, and we'll go 2 by 2 and 5mm between each. Close that one down. So now we have a repeat pattern. Select that and export as DXF, SVG or PNG. By doing selected, it just exports the selected. By selecting project, it will export everything that's on screen. Selected as DXF, we can download the file or email it if that's preferred, and let's call this bear1.dxf. the extension, the 3-letter extension, is very important to include that. So that's downloaded the bear1.dxf. To view the DXF file, then I need a program such as LaserCut or TextSoft 2D Designer, for example, and the DXF file needs to be imported. And so there's the bear. Click open, and that's the file opened in the laser cutting program.